welcome to the Not So Morning Show. It is me, Danny B, trying to steal Scotty D's little phrase, but with Danny B, I don't know if that works. But anyways, I just wanted to say welcome to the show. This is a show that we call the Not So Morning Show because when you're watching it, it might not be morning where you are. It's morning where I am for sure. And I know that on the America side of things, it's definitely the afternoon going into the evening. Now, probably just more the afternoon. Over even further east, it's going to get later and later. So, cheers to that. Today, we have a celebrity guest host, which I'll bring up in a second. But I just want to remind you that if you want to, you can listen to this after the fact on a podcast. We're podcasting just about all your favorite podcasting locations, and you can just look up the Not So Morning Show, and you'll find it. So, yeah, dude, we're kicking off great. It's Monday. I'm excited. I'm back from the ship. It was a fun time. It was only 4 days, but it feels like a lot longer because, man, you know, I'm not doing this no drinking alcohol, no soft drink November, and that felt like 3 weeks. So, yeah. Okay, so let's, I'm going to bring in our celebrity guest host. You guys probably know him best as the mayor of YouTube, Derek Tent.
What is up? Happy not so morning. Good not so morning. Mr. Daniel Francis Xavier Blackley. Thanks for
How did you know my three middle names? I know you said two, but there was one that one of my middle names is blank. is not a name. So everybody says one of my middle names when they just say Danny Black. Does that make any sense? It does. Derek?
It does.
Mayor of YouTube.
The mayor.
Scotty D dubbed you that. How did he do that? What happened there?
Scotty D did not dub me the mayor. It was our good friend Brother Boontar back in 2016 in Nashville at one of our mini pipe meetups.
Yeah, by the way, I'm gonna adjust your microphone a little bit, but we're good. Making sure your audio is nice and loud. Let's hear you. Give me a check 1 2.
Okay, check 1 2, check mic check. Danny Black, check mic.
I love it. Okay, so there we go. By the way, welcome to the Not So Morning Show. It's morning time for you, isn't it? Like you just woke up, didn't you?
I did wake up, so it is my morning, but around me, like the people around me, this is not morning. This is mid-afternoon.
Yes, because you wake up quite early, and you stay up quite late doing what you do. You're a nurse, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I know all about you from your podcasting days with Scotty D. That's how I met you, by the way.
Yes, we met through Scotty D. He was your babysitter, or something back in Detroit growing up.
Yeah, something like that. So what's going on with you this week? It's Monday. Technically, it's Sunday, but you got a fresh week coming up for you.
Well, I'm in the middle of my actual work week. I do 12-hour shifts at my hospital, so I'm actually going in later. So you've caught me. I woke up a little bit early just to do the show with you, Danny. You and all the folks watching should feel very special. But this is going to be night 3 out of 6 in a row for me.
Ooh, that's working like a dog. You're doing the Lord's work. That's what I say. We got some chat going on, by the way. I just want to say hi to everyone. And if you're listening after the fact, let me just say that we do this as a live stream on YouTube. You can catch us on 8-ish. This was 8:30 Eastern Australian time, Monday through Friday. That would be 3 p.m. Sunday through Thursday Central Time in America, 4-ish Eastern Time. See, that's why I don't like we were going to do 4:15, but it's too hard to say 4:15 or 7:15 a.m.-ish because it's like Amish. The word Amish doesn't work. It's a bit weird. So
you throw a dash on there and you're all good.
Yeah, so people in the chat, let me just say hi to us. So we got Hip Hoop Hooray, Drone Kings in Darwin. Darwin's a city in Australia, the Northern Territory. Steve McLaughlin, you've heard of it? Yes? Tim Ariscott, good morning. Sure. What is Stephen? Hey, me, a.k.a. Danny B. Oh, he's trying to use my phrase there. Scotty D says he's been replaced. So Scotty D's in the chat, but you know what, Scotty D?
No, I've been replaced. I've been replaced by you, Danny.
That's true. Check out this mug. You like this?
I love it. Let
me see. Was Scotty D really replaced?
Oh! I love that.
That's right. We're rolling out the Not So Morning merch. Not yet, but it's gonna be Not So merch. It's gonna be the worst merch store ever. Yes.
For those of you listening on the podcast, there was a coffee mug with the Not So Morning Show logo, and then on the other side was Scott's face. It was his O face, like his
O face. Yes.
His
Daryl Eves face is what we say. Kelly Watson's in the chat, and Jamie Walker and Bridget. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah. So this is it's Monday. I'm excited. By the way, I just put the shirt on. I haven't been able to fit into this shirt in maybe I don't know, 2 years or so. I couldn't fit into it.
Congrats, man.
Congrats. So this maybe this
abstaining from alcohol and
maybe this November thing is actually working. It doesn't feel like it at the time. I swear, when I was on that ship, I was just like, this is so boring. And not that I have to have alcohol to have fun, but it's just even just having soft drink and stuff like that. It's just water gets so boring quick, and I think that you don't feel like anything's happening, but it's happening, And then it's only been this is day 18. This is the 18th day of November, so yeah, getting there. So kudos to me. I'm thinking about dairy-free December. What do you think about that?
Oh, that is going to be impossible. Especially because it's summer down there and Christmas. That's but
they don't do a lot of cheese for Christmas. It's not it's not a very cheesy holiday.
Ice cream? What about ice cream?
Oh, that is dairy, isn't it? Crap. All right. Yeah. Well, I have to think of that. The only so in the chat, I just want to check back in here. The only show that everything needs to be explained for a podcast. It's not the only show, but yes, that's true. I'm glad that you reminded me of that when I was showing the mug, because I need to get better at that, kind of explaining that. But so that's what Derek was always good at. On Hey We're Talking, that was the show. That was the show that started it all, really. The show that started it all. Another thing that's happening with me this week, I think I'm going to invest some money into a VeChain. Have you ever heard of VeChain?
No.
I think it's like a crypto. It's one of those cryptocurrencies that, and everything with crypto was really good 2 years ago, and then just went
Bitcoin
down.
Or what, right?
Yeah, like Bitcoin. But apparently, I have a friend that's into this. He invested a lot in that stuff back in the day, and went up like crazy, and then hang on too long and then lost it. And so he's been studying for a couple of years, and he was saying that that's what the call sign is, VET, and it's called VeChain. It's hard to he's like, dude, you put some money in this is gonna be big, and it's hard for me to really buy into it, because I'm just I haven't done the research myself, but when I don't know, it's just it's scary. It's investing scary. It gets scary.
Yeah, especially with something that is not even a tangible product. If you're investing in the Ford Motor Company, they produce cars. If you're investing in Dell Computers, they create computers. All these places have a tangible product or a tangible service. What is cryptocurrency? Yeah. And that's a horrible name for it anyway. Crypto.
That is a very bad name for it.
Yeah, like cryptozoology. When you hear the word cryptozoology, it's like the study of animals that aren't real. So cryptozoology, it's like studying Bigfoot and Chupacabra
Yeah.
and the Loch Ness Monster. So you're saying, invest in my fake money and you'll make real money.
You are very knowledgeable, sir. You know what? I want everyone to get to know the real Derek. And so to do that, I have come up with this. Okay, we're going to do a quick interview. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and you're going to just off the top of your head, the first thing that you can think of. Okay? So here we go.
Let's do it.
Favorite city, but not where you're from.
San Antonio, Texas.
Wait, and you're from Big Springs, Texas?
I'm from Big Spring. That's where I live. I was born in Houston.
Okay. All right. So wait, so your favorite city is San Antonio. Like it's not very far from where you are, right? Have you been anywhere outside of Texas?
Yeah, dude. I've lived in Alaska. I've lived in Iraq. I've lived in Montana.
That's right. You were in the Army, Navy, Air Force?
I was in the Air Force.
Air Force. Okay, that's right. I got there eventually. If it was the Marines, it would have taken me one more, just so you know.
Yeah, I put on a little weight since being in the service.
I'm sure they take anybody nowadays, huh? Wait, get back on track. Get back on track. Okay, San Antonio, Texas. Okay, last song you had on repeat.
I'll give you a second one.
Oh,
I'll give you a second one. One. How about Las Vegas? I love.
Oh, I love Vegas. Yes,
and we're going back. We're going back next month, actually.
I love it. I like that place so much. It's just so fun. It's exciting. It gets me pumped. I'm just like, yeah, all that energy, lights, and all that stuff. Okay. Last song you had on repeat.
Oh, goodness. It's probably something from Metallica's newest album, Spit Out the Bone. That's a good song. I used to listen to that a lot. Basically anything Metallica.
Yeah, okay. Favorite junk food?
Junk food? Oh, man. Pizza.
Okay. Oh, I love pizza. What's your favorite topping?
Pepperoni and roasted red peppers.
Okay.
We're keeping it elegant around here. You gotta add some vegetables.
How many cups of coffee do you drink a day?
4 at least.
4. That's okay. What's the best piece of advice you've received?
Oh goodness. Taking constructive criticism well and not taking it personally.
Okay.
Basically.
That's good.
It's I guess it's more like when you are being criticized or critiqued, don't take it personally. Use it to better yourself, basically.
Okay. That's really
that.
No, that's really good advice. I like that. I could use some of that every now and then. What's your favorite movie ever? I know that's a tough one. Just the first thing you thought of just now.
Okay. It doesn't really. It's probably not the actual answer now, but for a long time it was The Great Race from 1965.
The Great Race. Okay.
Yeah, it was a movie starring Tony Curtis, Peter Falk, Natalie Wood. It was about a race from New York to Paris, set in like the early 1900s. It was a wacky comedy. It was ridiculous.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. And by the way, Derek, we'll be doing some reviews for us, movies, Netflix, streaming, whatever. We'll get into all that as well later on in the show, which will be cool. Okay, let's keep going here. Just a few more. Top 3, your top 3 most used emojis. So you have to look at your
emojis.
You have to look at your phone.
Oh,
you have to.
I don't even have to look at my phone. I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
Fist bump.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Shade smile.
I like that. You just smile right after you said that was the best. It looked just like
that's like I use those 3 together all the time.
Okay. By the way, Tim Ariscog is saying in the chat, Danny is way too young to know the Great Race movie.
So am I. I mean, we're
the same age, I think, Derek, right?
Yeah, it came around like 15 years before I was born, but I still know it.
Yeah, and Scott Donnelly says Derek is
also.
It's
like saying that Billy Joel.
That's true.
Billy Joel came out in the 70s, so I don't know.
Or the Beatles as well. Kelly said he loves those red peppers. Scott reminded us that Derek is also a coffee connoisseur. By the way, I'm reading from the chat live on air. Yes, you do. You are a connoisseur.
I am.
Yeah, well, yeah, you are. How do I get rid of that?
I mean, I don't even know how to spell connoisseur, actually. I'm sure. I don't even know if Scott does. He probably used the handy-dandy autocorrect on that, but...
Yeah. Okay,
but,
sorry. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is miscommunication.
That was a good answer. You get a point.
Thank you.
If you could revive one singer for a concert, who would it be?
Oh my goodness. This is gonna sound okay. I was gonna give you two answers, but I'll give you the good one. I would love to hear Bon Scott from AC/DC.
Ooh,
their original singer.
Yeah, like in his prime, right? Not like if you revived him and how he'd sing now, probably.
Yeah, because he died the year I was born. And I would actually love to, this is going to sound weird, I would love to hear like Judy Garland or Ella Fitzgerald. You know, one of those awesome performers from back in the like 50s and 60s.
Hold on a second. You are put on a timeout, Jamie. That's too much stuff there. Okay, so I agree. I think that'd be awesome to see that. If you had a spirit animal, what would it be?
Probably a dog.
I would just looking at you, I would say hedgehog. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
You have a hedgehog kind of look to you, like the Sonic the Hedgehog after they fixed him.
Is it the color of my shirt?
Maybe. And the hair, like a little bit of a spiky hair.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Telepathy. Read minds.
Ooh. Like, would you like to be able to turn that on and off, or would you like to, like how in shows typically, or movies or whatever, like they're like, I can hear it all. Like it just drives them crazy. Like,
oh, I'd want to be able to turn it off.
Yeah, obviously that was a stupid question to ask because I want to be crazy. And last, what's your channel? What's with your channel? Tell me about your channel a little bit.
Okay, my YouTube channel. If you're interested, you can go over to youtube.com/Derek Tan. Oh, there you go. You got me.
I gotcha.
I'm a fairly popular presenter in the YouTube pipe smoking community. So we smoke pipes, pipe tobacco. I'm kind of in that world. Cigars, premium tobaccos, and I talk about coffee from time to time. But really, I'm mainly focused on the art and the pastime and the culture of smoking pipe tobacco. And I know a good number of folks in Australia who are fans of it as well.
Of pipes or your channel?
Pipe smoking, people who are pipe presenters on YouTube as well. There's a lot of folks from Australia.
Oh, I like it. You got 5,000 subscribers. You know what's funny? You have your live streams. I love your live streams. Like it drives me crazy because you just sit in front of the computer and you don't have to have any music on or whatever. You'll sit and talk. You'll have a smoke. You're just very casual about it, and there's something about that I love and I hate too, because I'm sitting here doing all this crap, and you just sit there with your laptop, and it's you'll get all the viewers. People love it.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for that. But there's a lot of people that they're asking questions. So my live streams are almost all interaction, and if nobody said anything, I wouldn't have a stream. So what you're doing is different. You're creating content. We're not interacting with all the chat.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, yeah, especially like for people that are listening afterwards and watching afterwards. It's fun to interact with the chat a little bit, but I know that a lot of people, they get, I don't know, jealous, or they can't watch it live, so they feel like they can't be part of it like how everyone else can. So it's hard for them to watch back. So that's why we don't spend a lot of time in the chat. But I will say too, on that note, I would love to know. I put a poll up here on YouTube. If you look up in the corner, there's like a little eye, and you could click on that. I was curious as to how people want to be alerted by these streams, because right now, as it stands, we kind of just go live, and maybe you have the notification clicked and it lets you know. But I mean, by the time you get to it, you might be 2 minutes into it. Or would you rather us have that, 23-hour event scheduled? So basically, after this show, I'd schedule the next one, so you can see when it's going to be and all that stuff. So, so by the way, Gina Walters is in the chat. Hello. By the way, we're going to get to some funny stuff with Gina very soon.
I've seen her the other day on the show. Hey,
yeah,
Gina.
we'll get into that because we're going to do some highlights from last week, and she's got a funny one here. So, so click on that, do the poll. There's also, it says, I think it says schedule 23 hours in advance, which is like, because we'll be done, and then 23 hours later is when the next show will be. Or it says you guys are doing it fine now, just leave it. And then the other one is maybe an email list if people want to have an email list. So that's it. So that's the poll for today up there. Boom, boom, boom. And okay, that was that was good. I like it. You like it? Your lightning interview.
I think we nailed that. I think we did really good with that. We went off on some rabbit trails.
Yes.
That's fine.
We did.
The rabbit trails rabbits in Australia?
Yeah. They're like you remember that Simpsons episode where they brought the frog over and the frogs start eating all the crops? I think that's what happened with rabbits. Someone brought a rabbit over and it is all over the place. It's pretty funny. So nice. Okay. Before we go on, I wanted to do this next segment, America's favorite segment, I like to say, and that's
reading the comments from last week Friday's stream. Yeah.
You're the devil.
That's not me. It's a demon. Yeah, Scott says we have a demon on the show. He co-hosts. So the comments, basically, if you don't know what the reading the comments segment is, it's pretty cool. We look back on the last stream we did, which in this case, it was Friday's stream with Gina. And we look at the comments that are left after the fact, and we will read them. And, we get so many, so sometimes we just have to narrow it down to this one. We're just going to do 3 of them. Actually, that's all we had. But in the future, let's say if this ever if and when this show, takes off or something, we'd have to say like reading the top comments or something, because we can't read the thousands of comments that are there. But in this case, I encourage people to go back and watch the stream. If you're watching after the fact, leave a comment and we'll talk about it tomorrow. And I believe tomorrow we have Scotty D and Mark Insby on with me. So it's going to be the America versus Australia crew doing it up. Crew style. Okay, here's the first one here. It's Gina, and she wrote a comment on her own stream. That was really nice. She says, thanks for having me on, guys. That's really nice.
That's very nice.
Well, no, wait, thank you for having me, guys. Not on. She didn't say anything about on. Did she?
With the heart emoji. Danny, I lost your audio.
My bad. I forgot that I used the keyboard shortcut for that to turn my audio off. I forgot about that one. Okay, does this comment get selected in the comments section for the next day? Yeah, so she got really confused because when you say this, like, leave a comment today for us to read tomorrow from yesterday. I could see how somebody could get confused by it, but it's just the last stream. And usually I typically get these comments about 30 minutes before we go live. So if you write just before that, I won't see it. So, and last but not least, the most exciting comment of this reading the comment section is by just another YouTuber reading the comment or reading this reading the stream on yesterday's comment. So thank you for that, and I appreciate you guys leaving the comments.
Leaving comments today so we can read them tomorrow.
Yeah.
I saw what just another YouTuber did there, reading the, he switched.
Reading the stream on yesterday's comment. I saw what you did. That's why it screwed me up there.
Let's see what you did there.
Let's see what you did there.
YouTuber.
Yes. Okay. So let me ask you something. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about something newsworthy. I think we have a little bit of a news. Not so news. Okay. Basically, we wanted to. You said something about. Well, actually, before we get to that, let's see the deep fakes. You hear about the deep fakes? And this is good because we're going to be talking about movies and stuff like that later. But you hear that they're making a James Dean movie, right?
I've heard about this. I think I just saw like a headline. I think a while back.
It's like how they used Carrie Fisher in the Star Wars after she died, and they used and they made her younger. They used some other someone else in Star Wars as well. Or the one where they all die. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Yeah, the
Rogue One.
Grand Moff Tarkin. Yeah, the guy who.
Yeah,
that was the bad guy from the beginning. Yeah, I know what you did. So when they computer generate, they project someone's face on another body.
Yeah, well, it's apparently it's some people are thinking it's awesome because it's cool that we can get another movie with all these old actors, and but a lot of people are freaked out by it because it's, first of all, it could be scary. I mean, think about it, like Robin Williams. They can just make another movie with Robin Williams after the fact, and that's not really him, and maybe that would be weird for his family, or I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean, I guess for movies, first of all, I don't think it's quite there. I don't think it's not quite to the point where it's seamless. It still looks fake.
Yeah.
It still looks weird. If you saw those movies with, the Carrie Fisher, like the young Carrie Fisher in that Star Wars movie, it looked freaky because it wasn't quite there yet. There's a little concept called the uncanny valley. The closer that something looks to being human, but is not quite there yet, the creepier it is. So they're still not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But then there's implications of, if they can do that with actors and for movies, they could make fake videos of just normal people maybe committing crimes. And then you could say, here's a video of so-and-so committing this crime or doing this. And they can say, oh, it's not me.
Jeffrey Epstein killing himself. I'm surprised they haven't made that one yet. Oh, the camera did work. We just had to, take it to the computer, the CGI factory first.
Yeah.
By the way, conspiracies. No, we're not getting into that yet. But I will say on this show throughout the week, I think we have a couple really good conspiracy segments that are going to be happening. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I will say this. Okay, I watched Rogue One on a plane. Okay, and then when I got to the end, I had no idea. I wasn't expecting any of that stuff to happen. And I saw the back of Carrie Fisher, and I know that scene from Star Wars, so I knew that it was supposed to be her. And I was like, wait, that's going to be weird. Like, I think she was still alive at that point, but I knew that it was supposed to be a younger her, so I thought they were going to get a different actress or do something. And when she turned around and it was like her face, I know maybe it was a little bit weird, but I wasn't I was so blown away by thinking they were just gonna purposefully not show her face. That's what I thought. You see her from the back, and I thought, oh, they're just gonna recreate this but not show her face. And then when she turned around and said that, I was blown away. I was like, this is amazing. Wow, good job. And then I read all the reviews, and people were like, "Oh, that looks terrible," and I'm like, oh man.
It wasn't like. I mean, it wasn't yeah, I mean, I know it's art. It's a movie. It's not real. Star Wars ain't real, and they're not really rebels and empires or whatever. But in the moment, it just didn't look. You're expecting to see a person. You're expecting to see like a person, and I don't know, it just kind of takes you out of the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
For some people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I try not to be. I try not to do that. I try to take as much entertainment from movies and TV shows as possible. I'm not super duper critical. So I try to find the entertainment value in whatever crap is put in front of me.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, Funky Miller says, "Gotta have something to carry the Wait, do I have the writing that is out there for most of the cases?" Yeah. And Kelly Watson says, "Everything now seems to be remake after remake and relying on technology to carry the movie rather than using it to," let me see if I can read that, enhance the good story. Yeah. Yeah, that was that comment right there. Yeah, I mean, they're doing a lot of remakes. It's like, are they out of ideas? Or, I mean, like, Independence Day 1, okay? Like, it's a great movie, but it doesn't, like, the effects don't necessarily hold up to today's standard. It's like, I would have rather them remade. I mean, no, okay, yeah, I get the
I don't know. I kind of think it does hold up a little bit. I also have that nostalgia feeling.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. That was one of the best movies I ever saw in the theater when I was a kid. I was like, I think I went home after watching that, and actually, no, I was at my grandparents' house in New Mexico, of all places, and I went home to them, and I was like, drop everything you're doing. We gotta go see that movie, and they loved it. They thought that was a great movie. It was a movie for the family,
Me and my family saw it in Houston, Texas, in the year it came out. Like, was it 96? I remember it vividly.
They nuked Houston, didn't they?
They did, and that was because it was a funny moment because they're like, we're gonna drop a nuke on this thing. Where are they? They're like, in Houston, Texas, sir. And everyone in the theater was like, oh no!
That was good. I miss those days, where you didn't have the internet spoiling everything for you and stuff like that. You just go to the movie and you watch it and you have your own take on what's going on. So, by the way, if you're just joining, we're live here with Derek Tant in Texas, Big Spring, Texas. I just put Texas and I was confused about mine because I says Brisbane. I would technically put the state to match yours, but I feel like Queensland, people would be like, okay, Queensland. That's, I guess, I could do that. I should probably do that. Let's do that.
Aren't there six states in Australia?
There are seven. Yeah. So it's 5 states and 2 territories or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know there's like Tasmania's one. And was it New South Wales? I don't even know. Queensland.
This is a game, by the way, I love playing with Australians, especially like on ships. Like, I'll be like, listen, if you can name 10 American states, I'll get your next round or something like that. And if not, then you have to go me. And then they're always just like, Hawaii. And then they're like Chicago. They can't do it. But then when you start naming them, they're like, they're like, oh yeah, I know that one. Oh yeah. And you say like, and they're like, oh, North Dakota, South Dakota, and then they get like those really quick, easy norths and souths, and so it's like, dang it, when they do that, I'm like, no. But yeah,
I wonder if there's states, like American states, that like, I know there's 50 of them. I was wondering if there's like some that maybe y'all never, the folks in Australia have never heard of, like Delaware. Like Delaware is like one of those weird ones. I wonder if anyone's like anybody familiar with New Hampshire or Iowa. I don't know.
Rhode Island, Connecticut. People always forget that one. I feel like Pennsylvania is an easy one to forget for a lot of people out here. Kentucky as well. There's Missouri. They all know
Yeah, Kentucky.
Arkansas though, because
Nebraska.
they say Arkansas. Because it's spelled like
Yeah.
Kansas, but with the AR in front of it. Did you
Yep.
know that? Oh, the AR.
Yeah.
AR Kansas. I see a marketing marketing strategy for them. Okay, sorry. We got off on a little bit of a tangent there, but the other one you wanted to talk about was the fight, right? There's like a fight on. I don't have this clip ready quite yet, but let me see if I can look it up. You remember the fight in the football game or something?
Yeah, yes. This was a Thursday night NFL game here in America.
Who is it? Steelers and Browns?
It was the Pittsburgh Steelers out of Pennsylvania, and then the Cleveland Browns from Ohio. They were fighting, and in the last minutes, the last seconds, the final play of the game.
Oh, it was the final play?
Yeah. It was done. You can.
Yeah, go. You keep
play.
going. I'll just.
Okay, well the defender comes in and like knocks him down late. They knock the quarterback down late. So what you're seeing there is the play, the action from the play. So that's not the action is not what you see there, but the quarterback got taken down by the defender Myles Garrett, one of the Cleveland Browns, and the quarterback he tried to push back on the guy, and then Myles Garrett ripped his helmet off and then
wow, yeah.
hit him in the head with it.
Okay. Yeah, so what happened after that?
So, well, that was basically it. Myles Garrett rips off Mason Rudolph, the quarterback. He rips off his helmet, and then swung it at him. And I guess it's hard to see where in that video, but it was like a huge he tried to hit the guy in the head with his own helmet. And that they're saying was too much. That's way too much. That's beyond just that's not just, on field tempers flaring. That's like physical assault.
Yeah.
So he's been suspended for the rest of the season. And that's big. That's really bad for him personally, because that's a lot of money lost. It's bad for the Cleveland Browns because they were starting to, they've been bad this season, and they were just starting to kind of get their team going. And Myles Garrett's their best player. He's a really good defender, and so he's gone. So
yeah, well, and it was the end of the game, and the Browns clearly won that game. If you look at the score, it's 7-21. There's nothing that the Steelers could have done anyways.
Yep. Yeah.
So
that was it.
Yeah, that's bizarre. In the chat, Creaky says punching each other with helmets on never makes sense, because that's what they do sometimes. We watch those brawls, and they're punching each other with their helmets on.
Yeah,
Come on.
the quarterback's teammate, I think it was Marquise Pouncey, started after Myles Garrett, swung the helmet at Mason Rudolph. Marquise Pouncey jumped on him and was he punched him several times. Was punching him several times. There you go. You saw the swing there.
Yeah.
And then there's Marquise Pouncey just kicking
kicked him in the head
and then punching him. Yeah, he kicked him and punched him 6 times, just bang, 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 giving him the business.
See, I know that the people argue about sportsmanlike conduct and unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's just what makes this sport kind of exciting. I loved hockey fights. Those are the best.
Yeah,
So-
I love it. And it's the big deal, because they fight all the time in hockey, all the time.
Oh, he got him! Wow, he got him a great shot with his helmet right there.
Yeah,
Look at
dude.
this! Look at this! Boom! Ooh.
And see, that's what they're saying. This kind of goes above and beyond just hitting a guy or try to tackle him or hitting him with your helmet, hitting their head with your helmet. This kind of elevates it just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Than that. Now, some people were saying he needs to go to jail. I'm well, probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to go to jail, but
Yeah, no. But that is interesting. But we call that out here. That's sports for you.
sports.
Yeah, so that was interesting. We also have a fun little segment here as well that we like to call From Around the World and Into Your Hand or Computer.
We are looking at the weather from all over the world. Thanks for letting me talk, Danny. I'm the Demon, and this is the Not So Weather Channel.
So we actually have a we have a very special weather. Sorry, I'm just thinking about this. It makes me laugh. And by the way, you're welcome, Demon, for letting you read that that little script. So let's
a nice
hold on,
Demon.
Hold on, I'm getting a report. We have someone from Kuwait wanting to give us a weather report. Jelly Duck, is that you, Jelly?
It's hot. Or it's hotter than hot. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that weather report in Kuwait. It's apparently hot. It's hotter than hot. Oh my goodness.
I totally believe it. I've actually been to Kuwait, and it is one of the hottest places. It's the hottest place I've ever been. So.
By the way, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that in case we ever have like a very funny conversation and you just want to like.
It's hot. Or it's hotter than hot. Oh my goodness.
I think that'd be
hotter than
best
hot.
save. Yeah. All right. So that's the weather for you. Another thing I wanted to talk about, which is very funny. Okay. So Facebook posts, okay, like especially from the news, I see people share things all the time, and it's like the outrage posts, okay? And they're clearly outrage posts, but this one I saw, I don't have a screen for it because I don't want to share what somebody I saw shared, but it was like they did a sausage sizzle here in Australia, okay? And for the firefighters, like the firefighters did it because there's a big fire going on, and
It's like a barbecue.
oh yeah, so yeah, thank you. A barbecue, like like they do at Home Depot outside, like the hardware store. They sell the hot dogs or whatever. That's what they do,
Okay.
and they raise money, and the firefighters are needing the money because they're big fires out here, and we'll kind of get in. I want to get into that a little bit in a second, but so the outrage post was vegans are outraged that and protesting that the firefighters are having a sausage sizzle. And so, this person shares this post and their angry faces. I can't believe that vegans would do this. I'm not a vegan. I have friends that are vegan. And my first thought was, are they? Maybe one person was outraged. But when you think about it, like there wasn't 100 vegans chained up protesting something like that. There was just maybe one person was like, I can't believe you guys would do that. And then the news will make an article all about vegans are outraged.
Yeah.
And then I always think about that, where is this something that companies, even like the firefighters, maybe like what's to stop them from spreading a story like that to get more recognition about their cause?
Absolutely.
So I just think that for people that are, before you share things, just think about it a little bit. Don't give in to the outrage too much, because I think that a lot of the outrage is not even real anyway. So, yeah. Okay. So let me just have a look
I agree
here.
with you, Danny.
Yeah.
And I'll say that I believe that the news, any kind of media, I think they're going to try to create more strife, create more differences and arguments, more outrage, because it creates more traffic on media websites or news. Outrage fuels more traffic on the news sites and everything. So if everybody's getting along, which a lot of people do get along, nobody really cares. I doubt there was, like you said, there were any actual outraged vegans. But if there's a story that there were, then people are going to that website to read that story, or they're watching that news show. It's like people very rarely go to the Weather Channel if the weweather's fine.
No, they
check
come
the Weather
over to
Channel.
They check the Weather Channel on our show because they want to know what it's like in Kuwait. I'm just kidding.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying in general, like if the weather's nice outside, you're probably not going to be, checking the weather. But if it's if the weather's bad, you're expecting thunderstorms, tornadoes, blizzards, or whatever, then you're going to be on the Weather Channel checking it. And so that's what the news, that's what media companies, they understand this. Like if everything's fine and there's not too many problems, then people aren't going to be checking in. But so I don't know.
Well, no.
I've discussed this with Scott at length. So.
That makes sense, and it's stupid. It's very it sucks that we live in a world like that where people need to be entertained by the outrage. So Scotty D in the link in the chat, he posted a link to Viva Frei. I keep saying Frey, but Viva Frei. I don't know why. Viva Frei, Frei, Frei. I guess it's Fry. I just think that fries.
Long live the fries. I love fries.
Yeah. A link to his video about that assault, that what we were talking about in the sports. So if you want to check it out, that's in the chat. You'll see the link there. They also did that. Okay, talking about the sausage sizzle thing. That's what the barbecue sausage sizzle. They banned. They had a big lawsuit, or they made them change it because before they'd put onions on top of the hot dog, if you will. And what happened was maybe an onion fell off and somebody slipped on it. And so they were like, they have to put the onions on the bottom of the hot dog now. And that was an outrage. That was an outrage story. That was a little while back, but it was very funny.
Wow.
Like what a reaction, you know? Okay. Here's another thing.
Can't make this up.
Yeah, you can't make it up. Here's a little, let's see if I can do this right. Let's see if I can. Okay. How do you like that? There's a website I like here. It's called 10yearsago.io. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
So you can actually click on these different things, and it shows you on the day, like what was on what their website was 10 years ago on the day.
Wow.
So like 10 years ago, Apple introduced the all-new iMac. This is 10 years ago. They still had the little Mac versus PC. Look at the new MacBook.
Oh, I remember those.
It's so thick.
Yeah, with Justin Long. I remember that.
Yeah, okay. So I looked at IMDb. I thought that was kind of funny to see what was kind of top at the box office 10 years ago today. And it was 2012, and I was like, 2012? Wouldn't that be like... I forgot that came out like, a few years before 2012 actually came out.
Yeah.
But, a lot of these other movies, I'm like, A Christmas Carol, Precious, The Men Who Stare at Goats. Did you watch any of these?
I've seen A Christmas Carol. I think I've seen 2012. I didn't get to see Precious. I may have seen some of The Men Who Stare at Goats. I might have been drinking that night, so I don't remember it too much. But I do like the headline there. It's like Heidi Klum officially takes Seal's last name.
I know.
And I think
I saw this. Heidi Klum and husband Seal just got a little closer. What is Seal's last? I don't even know what Seal's last name is. I thought he was like Cher.
It just it's Heidi Samuel.
Samuel.
Seal Samuel.
Is his real name Seal? Is his real name Seal? I feel like that.
I don't know. I can't get behind it. I could never get behind Seal. You know, he had the one song,
Yeah.
Kiss from a Rose or Kiss by a Rose.
Baby.
Kiss by a Rose. Yeah.
Did you know that when it snows?
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah. It's just weird. I like to look at these 10-year-old things because I was singing a song yesterday. Was I'm Yours, Jason Mraz. And I was just like, this song is like over 10 years old. And that's weird to me because the last like bunch of years just seem like they're in the same bracket. So I never, it's weird. It's just weird.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know what that makes us?
Okay, boomer.
Old.
Okay, boomer.
Oh, like a baby boomer.
No, come
I've
on. You've heard the expression boomer now? You're not out of it?
I guess it's like don't they use that to like...
It's just anybody
make fun
that's
of old people
that's
or
old. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not a boomer. That was like the generation before us. That was like World War II. Whenever the dudes came back from World War II, they started making babies. So
Yeah, the baby boom.
The generation that was born were the baby boomers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get that. That makes sense to me. I understand. I get the joke too. And now the younger kids are called Zoomers because they're just like they zoom through everything. So it's the boomer and a Zoomer.
Yeah.
So you're a boomer if you don't know a lot of stuff. So, all right. Well, there we go. That was our news segment. That was a long little segment there. We're gonna go to a little ad break here, and we'll come back with Derek, and we'll talk a little bit more about what happened last week.
So you've been watching the Not So Morning Show, and you're thinking to yourself, I'd really like to have an ad on the Not So Morning Show. You say, Scotty D, what do you mean by an ad? What I mean is you could advertise your YouTube channel. You could advertise your business. You could advertise just about anything you'd like to advertise right here on the Not So Morning Show. So please, send us your ad, and we'll play it. It's just that easy.
Yeah, it's just that easy. That's it. Exciting, huh?
I like that. Yeah, I like that. People should do that. Have people send in stuff?
Some people tell me that they're going to send in stuff. I think people they want to try to make it as exciting as possible. I do have I'm working with an online store affiliate that I'm going to make an ad for that because it's like they do a lot of travel gear and they can get a coupon and with that like a certain percentage off, and then that also helps the show out. So that's gonna be really cool. That's gonna be coming up. So there will be ads going on right now. We're still in this, we call it, we're in minor production of the show where we're still trying to get our feet wet. I mean, this is your first time on the show. I hope everybody's enjoying Derek Tant. I will say Mondays are a lot easier having someone there. When I do them by myself, it's the weirdest thing. And then last week, which is a great segue into our next segment, I did it all by myself, but not even just by myself, but no chat because I did it as a premiere. So let's look into that, huh?
Last week highlights.
How do you like that?
I love that.
I could have just recorded.
I could have just recorded this stuff in the actual video, but I actually just say it out loud.
I love it. You should do that. I mean, I like what you do in there.
Thanks, appreciate that. Okay, so let's look at we have highlights from last week. This is not going to be a very, very long segment, just so you know. It's not going to be like 10-minute clips or anything like that. How I would like to do it, let me see if I can do this just like that. Okay, so
Heidi
highlights. So the Monday highlight. This is me going by myself too. This is weird. This is weird. So morning show. This is so bizarre. I don't have a chat to like banter with, and I don't have anyone else. I'm just solo in it. I'm solo. I like it, and this music makes me all pumped up and happy. I'm a musician, and I work on cruise ships every now and then, and they usually on last minute stuff like this, it's not going to work out with my schedule. I already have gigs booked and stuff, so I looked over my calendar, and from the 11th to the 15th, I come back on the 15th, and I was like, hey, I literally can do that. Like, I don't have any gigs booked, and then I said yes, and I was like, the Not So Morning Show. I forgot about that. It'll be a good test to see how this works out. But I think Scotty D is going to be great. Okay, so there we go. That's round one. So what we're going to do is we'll play it. Actually, I could have probably paused on it, so then we could have kept it in that screen. Yeah, so what happened last week, and by the way, cue the music back up. Yeah, so it was a premiere. We tested something out to see how well it would be received because I couldn't do it live because I was actually when it was premiering, I was at the airport, and then I was even on the airplane, so I was responding to people in the chat, which was fun, and I think it went all right. I like it better live.
So it was a pre-recorded show that you played live, like it was a live show, so that people could interact in the chat and you could interact in the chat. Is that correct?
Yeah. Which might happen in the future. Like it would have to, because there's no way that we can always, be on. Like, we'll have to take like a week off for Christmas. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. It's, but there's times like I'll be in Japan and I won't be able to do the show, and maybe Scotty D can't do it. So maybe we just do a bunch of pre-recorded ones. So I'd love to know your thoughts if you watched that premiere, or even if you have thoughts about premieres or even the pre-recorded stuff. If maybe you like it better, let us know in the comments. And so next one here, we got, this is Tuesdays.
That just kind of snapped out of it. What was going on there?
I know.
This is how they started the show.
Did we go live? Did you see?
Yeah, no, we're
This
live.
is how they always.
Me, Scotty D, and of course I have Mark Ensby all the
No
way
real
from
intro.
Tasmania. What's
No,
your
he got
weather
into
like?
it later.
I'm going to do the weather from Hobart, Tasmania. I'm going to
Okay.
look out my window.
We got Mark finally did his not right segment.
Oh my gosh, let's just rant about something for 10 to 20 seconds.
He wasn't even ready for
He
it.
did all right.
They
He
talked
got
about
one
Logan
punch.
Paul,
No, listen.
the fight.
But I'm so bummed.
Did you see the fight, or did you see anything about the
I
fight?
did not.
I know,
No.
stupid, huh? Yeah. By the way, they showed that clip, and then that whole episode got banned from Canada for some reason because of the clips that they had without audio, just in the background like that. It's weird,
that
huh?
I missed the segment about
That's so
the
weird how
American versus Australian.
the algorithm
way
works.
Legos, sports. I just
Doesn't like the
I
pause
wanted
thing.
to just weigh in on that so much.
I mean, you
And
feel,
I'm
feel
listening
free.
to the podcast.
Look at a such.
Oh, yeah, so we got
it's
Hot
called
Tech
Prism.
on Tuesday
We're gonna
as well?
Jump straight into it. Show you what it can do. And there's different ones here that adds silly hats onto you. That's pretty cool. Hi, how we doing? So that is very, very cool. No, swipe left on the screen. Left, right. Swipe left on the screen.
his
show it
editing.
on your mobile device, and it sort of gets around. Don't tell anybody. Keep it quiet.
Yes. that was Tuesday,
Xander.
okay? That was Xander Round, yeah. So he's doing our tech
Right.
stuff, which is cool. His editing is really funny. I love how he's very personable, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does more with this segment. And actually, what he was talking about was funny. I watched it. Oh, did my camera just go off? Hello.
Yeah, you're gone. Hey everybody, welcome to the Not So Morning Show. It's me with Derek Cat.
Did I?
I guess Danny is. Oh, he's gone.
Hold on. Take
He's
it
not
over,
there.
Derek. You got this.
Okay, no problem. So we're gonna suspend highlights for the week until Danny comes back. Hope everyone's doing well. I think we've been going on for like an hour or so. And I can't see the chat. I think I see Emma has talked about Blockbuster, which is a failed American movie rental business. We had a Blockbuster video here in Big Spring, Texas, and it was taken over by La Familia Dental, and I think it has since closed. So makes me wonder what happened to all the other Blockbusters in America. I wonder if they were taken over by failed dentist's office as well. Danny, are you all right?
Yeah, you remember how I moved my camera around because I was trying to play around with some stuff. I think I
Yeah.
accidentally plugged into the wall, so it was actually running off battery that whole time, which was cool. That lasted pretty long.
Yep.
So, yeah. So Xander was talking about the app. I thought what was funny about it was that they didn't have anything to say about it. Like Scotty D and Mark, they're like, cool, all right, nice. I was like, that app actually looks pretty cool. I downloaded it. I want to give it a try. Sorry, I got something in my throat here. So, well done. That it looks like a cool streaming app. Like if you don't want to stream from your computer, you use this app, and it does all that cool stuff, effects and everything too. So let me get that out. There we go.
Yeah, what app was that again? Because
It's called Prism. See, when I do that, you get that in your throat too. Probably everyone that's watching live or watching it right now, they do that. Like when you hear somebody have something in their throat, you have to clear your own throat. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Like,
True, but I've been dealing with this for like a month now. So.
okay. Let's look at Wednesday here really quick. Wednesday was a special day. Sorry, let me do that again. There we go.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Scotty D. And Danny, where are you? Do you know where you are in the world? I just put ship. Where are you?
Actually, to be honest, I'm about 50 miles away from where I normally broadcast this.
Boom.
Scotty D showed us his dogs.
Look at those dogs. Gordy is the one on the...
His dogs
I don't know how you'll be
hated
seeing this
me.
on the left. He's the bigger looking one.
As you can see,
Yeah.
that's not sun.
I've met his dogs.
That's a meteor heading towards Earth, and it's
This is
really
Danny's-
scary.
This is your final stream.
It's my final stream. Actually, I think that by the time the Earth turns, it's gonna hit the U.S. So good luck with that.
I'll go on a ship sometime. What we should do is just do like a not so morning show ship. We should go on a cruise all together. What do you think about that?
I like that.
Like everybody
let's
in
do
the chat, we'll just do it.
Could you imagine that if we did a not so morning,
The not so morning ship.
the not so morning ship? We could, if this ever gets big, we take this on the road. The not so show. I don't know.
Yeah, you need to trademark the not so morning blank.
Yeah, not so morning
There you
blank.
go.
I think yeah. I don't know about trademarks anymore. I think you just got to be the first one to get big at doing it, and then everyone thinks you're copying them.
True.
Because this whole thing has probably been done, if not here, some alternate universe. Okay, let's
There's nothing new under the sun, they say.
quickly look at Thursday. What happened on Thursday? So
Hey!
this is how it started.
I sound like I'm on a different show.
That
Yeah.
was Hey, we're talking.
Let's turn my lights
Yeah,
on.
put your pretty lights on.
I'm doing
Put
it.
your pretty
You can't really
lights
tell.
on.
Can't really tell. Hey, welcome to the Not So Morning Show. It's me, Scotty D, in the Detroit metropolitan area in Michigan, United States of America. I'm joined today by Mark Ensby. He's in Hobart.
Yeah, all I do is upload it onto Anchor as soon as this show
Yeah,
is
so Mark
done and
does
dusted,
our
and I can
podcasts.
download it, and then it does it to all the rest.
Yep.
Yeah, you got me onto Anchor, and I used to use another one, but Anchor is definitely sensational as far as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm
There's
listening.
there's a bunch of them that I love, but when this one comes on, I love it so much. Is when Kramer gets the Merv Griffin set out of the garbage and sets it up in his house. Just wanted to give a shout out to Jim. I didn't get it's not a good picture. Jim has a channel called Video Call-In Show on YouTube.
Yeah.
He did a little clip of our talk. We had a little chat. We talked about
Get political.
Yeah, they got political.
Get political.
in California, in new homes that they're building, they're not
Yeah.
running gas lines because they don't want people to use gas because it's bad for the environment.
See, I think Scotty D loves the political stuff, and I love it when he talks politics, like, because he gets fired up
lives
about it.
for that stuff.
Oh, he lives for it, and I want him to
lives
do it
for it.
more. So we'll do some more of those segments this week. Man, I'm sorry, we're like killing time. Like we're this is going. It's already been an hour.
Yeah, I got time.
All right, we'll keep going.
I'm
We'll
not
keep
going
going.
anywhere.
We'll put it out a little bit longer. This is a nice extra little bit for everybody that's listening and watching, just so you know. So you could thank us by subscribing to the channel and sharing this out if you enjoy watching and listening to this show. So appreciate that. The one thing that there was a comment that was read out loud on Fridays. There was Walker's, and it was like something about a Seinfeld episode that you didn't like at first, but then you grew to love. And I thought that was funny. Gina never watched any Seinfeld, but which is what was the Friday episode was Gina was on. Do you watch Seinfeld?
You see, I've seen a few episodes. It's one of those shows that kind of slipped through my grasp, I guess. I try to watch some episodes whenever it's on, but I wasn't really watching it whenever it was brand new out on the air, which I know is a travesty, and I apologize. I can't help it.
Well, it's funny to see how many people actually watched Seinfeld or not, because I mean, like, it's weird. I watched all the episodes. I probably watched them all, like, a lot more than I should, just because I like having it on the background or falling asleep to it sometimes. And so I'll talk Seinfeld with the other guys then, because maybe we'll talk about a little bit more Seinfeld tomorrow. Okay, let's roll into the Friday. Here's Friday.
Woohoo! Hey, Gina.
Oh my god, I'm on straight away.
I know.
I thought you were going to introduce me or something.
What, do you think this is professional?
Yeah, I thought you were going to like have me all in the dark and then be like, and she's here, the one and only.
Gina!
Hi!
We're going to have to figure out, what's really going to have to happen is Danny
put
needs
this
to
as
go
a highlight.
and visit you one day, get your whole studio set up, and then you're good to go. Because you have a microphone. That's the thing.
Yeah, look, he's asking for my mic. Where's your mic, Gina? I have a friend from Texas who's a woman.
Yeah.
And she sent me a picture the other day of her new handgun in pink.
Yeah.
What? It was like an accessory. It's like
Yeah.
I would send a picture of my shoes and go, "Do you like my new shoes?" She's like, "Here's my handgun. It matches my shoes."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that everybody thinks in America it's just like, oh, we're walking around going, woohoo! We're not doing that.
They are doing that in Texas, aren't they? That's funny that Gina has that you know, do you know people that have pink handguns?
I've seen it from time to time. You see a few pictures here and there. I don't really care for that.
Yeah.
I wonder who her friend is. I think it's I don't know. It's like it's a way to market guns to women. Like, put a little pink on it, and we'll sell it to the ladies.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. So going through the highlights of that show, I was like, let's see what were they talking about? They talked about like maybe 30 different topics. I know we talked about a bunch of stuff. We jumped around a bunch today, but like they were like on fire. But let me just say this: most of the show was this.
So, yeah. And they have...
Is that even possible? It's my favorite line.
When
I just have to cut it for time because it's gonna just.
That's so funny.
So that's Gina just laughed the whole time. Derek, why can't you laugh
Scott's
like
a
that?
funny dude. I don't know. I'm trying to do Scott's laugh.
That's good. That's good. Ah, man. Okay. That was the highlights from last week. We'll try to do that on Mondays and get to it. Okay, so we were going to take another ad break, but let's get to this next segment because this is going to be a future really cool segment going forward, and it's going to be Derek, you're going to be doing some movie reviews, right? Like maybe what's out. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah. So I was out shopping with my wife.
Ooh.
Last week or the week before, and you hit me up on Messenger, and you're like, I need you to do a segment, and like we're shopping for Christmas trees at an arts and crafts store in Midland, Texas, and my wife's like looking at all these things, and I'm texting Danny. So on the fly, I just came up with like, well, why don't because you were like, what? You were like, I want you to do like the tech guy Xander. He does a little segment every so often. You were like, no, I want you to do something. And I'm like, y'all know my forte is like the pipe smoking thing. So I doubt that would go over well as a regular segment on the Not So Morning Show. But you were like, do something with movies. And so I was like, okay. And then I had the idea that maybe you and Scott could, like on streaming services, like on Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever, maybe try to find me a movie to watch. Like a movie that's bad. Like a terrible, crappy movie, like as punishment. And you make me watch it, and then I have to review it. And then give you a good review, or a review of the movie, and then give like a recommendation for something that like people should actually watch instead.
Yeah. And but you know what? You would think that I'd had like an intro for this segment. I you know what? I do. No, I don't.
Really? Oh, you don't?
No, I do.
So, nope.
Derek Tent reviews. Here we go.
Nice.
I just whipped that together just now as you were talking. That's how fast I make those.
Yeah, I was gonna, yeah, I didn't know we were gonna talk about it on today's show, so you were gonna have me like do like a little video. I haven't made the video yet.
Oh yeah. No, so yeah. So Derek will he'll make a little video and we'll play it as a segment, which will be fun going forward. But today we're gonna do a live version of it, which will be great. So get your feet wet in this little thing. So yeah. So what was the movie that I made you watch that was really really bad?
Okay, so you were I think we were still trying to figure out like what movie or how we would select a movie, but then I said you could pick it, and you were like, okay, you went with it, and you said I needed to watch The Hungover Games. So I was like, what is this crap?
I know.
So I did.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
Okay, so what this is a parody. They have these movies all over the place. It's a movie, it makes fun of other movies. So this one obviously is making fun of The Hangover and The Hunger Games,
and a bunch of other movies.
I don't know why
too.
they would. Yeah, I mean they throw a lot of other movies in there, but the main two films that they're making fun of is The Hangover and then The Hunger Games, which the demographics of the target audiences of these two movies are totally different. Hangover was going for like young dudes, and then the Hunger Games are for like teenage girls. So the target demographic was different. But yeah, in this movie, the guys from The Hangover take a drug. They try to go to Vegas, and they and of course it's actors, no-name actors, pretending to be these dudes.
It's the characters,
and
from
they wind up
The Hangover.
Yeah, and they wind up being transported to the future, and they have to participate in the Hunger Games. And the districts, if you're familiar with the Hunger Games, like all these districts are represented to do this battle royale thing. In this one, all the people all the districts are from like Hollywood. And it's like different movie. Like one group is like a bunch of Johnny Depps.
Oh yeah.
So you got Johnny Depp. So you got like this. You got like Willy Wonka Johnny Depp, Captain Sparrow Johnny Depp. And they're one team. And then the Hangover guys are another team. And then like that bear Ted. They got it was so bizarre.
It was. I'm sorry that I made you watch it. Look at the reviews. The reviews on IMDb, 3.6 out of 10. Here's the deal. I watched it, and the reason I even recommended it, like, it's just because it was a dumb movie, but I watched it. I got sucked into it because of the name, and then I watched it. It was on Netflix or Prime. I can't remember which one. And the reason I watched it all the way through was because the actors playing the Hangover gang were so good at their parts that I almost believed that it was them. Like the guy that played the Ed Helms and Zach Galifianakis were so on point that I was just like, I almost have to see this through because they were so good at it. It was bizarre.
I think they did well, and I think for the most part, the movie had a few laughs. I did chuckle out loud a good number of times. So I mean, it wasn't like I wouldn't rate it 1 out of 10.
There's some interesting screen grabs that you sent me too.
Yeah. So this is like, I guess her name is Rita Volk. She's one of the people that's in the movie. Yeah, she plays the Katniss character.
Also,
I mean, there's
you sent me this too. You're like,
so we have,
hey, and I was like, who is that? And you're like, who is
that's
that?
Caitlyn Jenner. That's Bruce Jenner, like right before he became Caitlyn. and so he's playing like a sports announcer for the Hunger Games, and he's dressed very flamboyant.
Wait. So it's
dyed hair.
A woman that turned to a man playing a man that turned into a woman is playing a man. Hold on. Should we do this first? Should we set up a trigger warning? Don't get triggered by this.
So yeah, this is Bruce Jenner, a man playing.
So he hasn't transitioned yet.
He is not.
2000,
this is pre.
Oh.
Yeah, this is
2014 is when it came out.
But he's wearing the lipstick and he's wearing the hair, and I know this was just one little screen cap, but he was very comfortable in the role. So it probably helped him. It probably helped push him over the line to say all right, let's do it. Let's be Caitlyn full time.
Wow.
So,
I didn't know that. That's interesting. Thanks for that fact.
It was not a fact. I completely made it up, but I'm just thinking. I think it's feasible. But
all right. So that's the crappy movie of the week. Hungover Games. Would you recommend people watch it?
No, I don't get who these movies are for. And there's tons of them out there. There are these movies that are parody films. Like before it was like scary movie
right?
making. Yeah, not another teen movie, stuff like that. But now these things are they're everywhere. And I don't know how they make money. I really don't. Yeah, epic movie, date movie, all these movies. And there's like a couple more there's like different Hunger Games parody movies. I think, the Starving Games. There's like more than one of these.
Wow.
So I don't know who's seeing these. I'm pretty I'm easily entertained, Danny.
Yeah,
I'm very entertained. I try, like I said at the beginning of the show, I try to get I take as much entertainment from a movie or a TV show as possible. And I was like, this was kind of a waste of time. So,
well, thanks for that review. Now, let me ask you something. Going forward, anything good to watch?
What do you want? What do you want, like a movie or a TV show?
I'm looking to stream. Let me just say this. I started watching The Tick on Prime. That's a pretty funny show, and it's really good. Have you seen it?
I've heard of that. I do need to. I have not seen that, but I do need to see it. One thing I did watch on HBO, there's a new show called The Righteous Gemstones.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it stars John Goodman. It's Danny McBride. It's
cool.
I forget. It's Walton Goggins is in it. They play a family of like corrupt televangelists. And shenanigans ensue. Can you imagine Danny McBride as a preacher?
What's it called? The Righteous Gemstone,
The Righteous Gemstones. It's crazy. It's funny. I think there's 9 episodes. The whole season's out. I think they've renewed it for a second season. It's so funny. And it's easy to get through like in a day or two. You could just sit down and binge through the whole thing.
It's a good binge. But it's on just HBO, huh?
Yeah. It's on HBO.
Okay,
yes.
8.1. Have you seen The Boys?
Yes.
How good is that show, huh?
That is
I can't wait for the next season to come out. That's a great show. Yeah. I love that show. All right, listen.
I recommend that one enough.
Listen, let's just go back to okay. That's Derek's reviews. So Derek, you'll make another. We'll give you a crappy movie to watch, make you watch for next week, and you can do a funny review on that as a video segment, and maybe give us talk a little bit more about what's coming out in the theaters and things like that. That's what Derek's going to be doing going forward. But it was a nice little spring on you the last second. Let's do this.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. All right. So let's wrap up the show. We're gonna do a couple more things, but I think that it's funny how, man, we got carried away. I like that when it does that. When the shows just go on their own. So, but what's up, Jelly Duck in the chat? By the way, Jelly, we played your actually. Let's do it again. Wait, that's not. Hold on, Jelly.
It's hot. Or it's hotter than hot. Oh my goodness.
Yes, jelly duck, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
okay. Well, we have a lot of
Jelly
fun
duck.
stuff happening on this channel. We're still getting our feet wet in this whole podcast, vodcast. What would you call this? A streamcast? Like, it's a. I guess it depends on how you watch it. Huh?
I don't know. I like it. It's like a little. It's like something that's there. It's there for you. It's like a little show.
It's there for you. There's probably, I think there's a lot of people that listen to it in the background and all that stuff. So if you're still watching and you're still like watching live, leave a message in the chat. And if you're watching after the fact, make sure you leave a comment. Let us know, and we can read it tomorrow because we're going to be back with America versus Australia team, Mark Insby and Scotty D. Scotty D. Oh,
I love that.
Yeah, nice little mug merch, and yeah, we'll see more of Derek coming forward, and maybe we'll have him back on as a celebrity guest host again. You're a celebrity, by the way. You're the mayor of YouTube, and
Thank you. I appreciate
looking
that.
forward to another live stream on your channel. Make sure you check it out. I put it up in the eye. Click the eye up there, or look in the description for the link to his channel. Give him a subscribe. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. You know, it's funny when nowadays you get people to subscribe to a channel, and they'll subscribe, but they probably won't watch it. They'll just be like, "Oh yeah, what did I subscribe to?"
Yeah.
And then they forget. So you never know. You get 10 people to subscribe, maybe one will stick on, and that's what you want. You know, you want all 10.
I try to
but
bring
you
the
never-
energy. I try to bring
You
the
do.
energy just like I brought here today.
You brought it.
Try to
If
inform
it wasn't for you, it would be
and
me
entertain.
all by myself, and I don't like that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm scared. I don't like to fly solo, except for when I it's my job to be solo. But
You could do it, Danny. You could still carry the show. I have
it's
faith.
just weird. It's weird. You get
But
distracted.
I'll be here if you need me. But if you need me, I'll be here.
Oh,
Just
I
like
appreciate
Steven's
it.
still here.
It's just Steven's still here. You know what, Steven? You're doing so well. I'm gonna give you a wrench. Steven's getting a wrench today. So there we go. Steven's got a blue wrench. If you don't know what that is, come over to YouTube and check it out. And if you're on YouTube watching this and you don't know what it is, just don't worry about it. All right, well, there we go. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up. Conspiracies, random thoughts, political rants, and possibly another celebrity guest host at the end of the week. We'll see. And Derek, thank you again for being on the show. You are the man. So I appreciate you
Thank you so much for having me.
joining in before you.
Daniel Xavier Francis Blackley.
Oh, did you remember the same exact thing that you said at the beginning?
I think
did you,
so.
Did you make up names again? Xavier was
No,
definitely one
that's
of
the
them.
same one. Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Okay. Well, see you guys later, and thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you enjoy this fun stuff that we're doing here. And see you next time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the end of the show. Time for the demon to tell you to subscribe and share. Thank you, Derek Tant. Derek Tant, you the man.
You're welcome.
You can
You're
talk. It's
welcome.
fine.
You're the man, Danny. And the demon.
Thank you. Oh, bye.